Will there be a 2021 real estate market crash like so many quote-unquote gurus are predicting? The presidential election is less than a month away. Will that cause the real estate market to go up or down? Are we in a bubble that is going to pop soon? And most importantly, what should you do right now? Today's video is my October 2020 real estate market update, and I'm going to give you my take on all of this. And be sure to stay until the end, where I'll pull out my crystal ball and give you my predictions for the real estate market for the end of 2020 and also into 2021. Let's go. What's up, everyone? I'm Danny Batsalkin. I've been a real estate broker for over 15 years. I'm also a real estate and business coach and a former attorney. And on this channel, I give you insights into real estate, business, and finance, including my weekly live show where I interview amazing entrepreneurs to give you an insight into their success. Because my mission and passion is to help you make great decisions in these areas of your life. I want to thank you for tuning in. And if you're excited about that type of content, subscribe to the channel. It's free. And hit the bell icon so that you're the first to know when new videos come out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post all kinds of cool stuff every single day. All right, let's do this. On today's video, I'm going to give you my real estate market update for October 2020. Be sure to watch until the end, as I'll also give you my predictions for the rest of this year as well as 2021. Now, if you've been watching the quote-unquote gurus on YouTube, on TV, and everywhere else, you've probably heard all the doom and gloom and a lot of people calling for a real estate market crash in 2020. A lot of people are also saying that we're in a housing bubble that is unsustainable. However, if you've been watching my real estate market updates on this channel, you know that I always start with the data, because my updates are based upon the data, not the drama. And then I'll make an educated guess and prediction based upon that data, not on any sensationalism or scare tactics. As you know with everything, there is a ton of drama out there when it comes to real estate and everything else. But as much as I can, I try not to focus on that and instead just analyze the numbers and the data and then come to solid conclusions. And that brings me to the question of the day for this video. Where do you think the real estate market is headed? Do you think it's going up? Do you think it's going down? Is it time to sell, buy, or wait? Let me know what you think in the comments below. You know, speaking of that, one of my favorite things about this YouTube channel is responding to your comments and questions. So drop me a line below and let me know what you think. I will do my best to answer each and every comment. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and turn to the charts and the graphs and the data and take a look at what's going on in real estate. First, as I always do, let me give you a super quick disclaimer. I sell real estate primarily in Southern California. That's where my team is. That's where my data comes from. But Southern California is such a big, broad area that a lot of areas will have similar data and show similar statistics. But what I urge you to do is wherever you are, you can pull the data in that area, or if you'd like us to refer someone to you, we have a huge referral network of agents all across the country, and I can help connect you with someone that can give you the data for your area. But let me show you what's going on in Southern California, which again should be an indication of the broader market. So the first chart that I always start with, you guys, is called the month's supply of inventory. This is essentially a chart that shows supply and demand. And if you've been watching my real estate market updates, you know that real estate at the end of the day is all about supply and demand. So let's take a look at that chart first. As you can see on this chart with supply and demand, we are currently at a month's supply of 3.2. As you can see, that number has come up just a tiny bit from last month, but it is way down from a few months before, and it is over 25% lower than it was at this time last year. Historically speaking, you guys, in the last few months of the year, the last quarter, we usually see the month's supply of inventory go up a little bit because it slows down at the end of the year. That does not look like it's happening now. Now, if you ask, what do these numbers mean? What does month supply inventory mean? How is that broken down? Well, let me show you. This is a great chart showing you what month supply of inventory actually means. So anything under 3 months is a seller's market. That simply means that it would take less than 3 months to sell out of all the houses that are currently on the market. Anything between 3 and 6 months is a balanced market, and anything above 6 months is a buyer's market, meaning there's a lot of inventory on the market and the buyers have a lot of choices. So again, if you notice our chart and we see that we are currently at 3.2 months, although that would seem to indicate we're moving towards a balanced market, I will tell you that for the most part, it is still a very heavy seller's market. And let me show you some other charts that will show you why that is. The first chart I want to show you on that note is the number of homes for sale. Now, if you look at this chart, you will see a drastic, sharp decline in the number of homes for sale. In fact, right now, as you can see, we are at about the lowest point of inventory in the last 3 years and even before that. So what that does, guys, again, because real estate is all about supply and demand, if there is not a lot of supply and there's a lot of demand, that puts an upward pressure on home prices. And it makes it so that when you go out to buy a house, there are going to be a lot of other buyers competing for that same property. In fact, right now, the number of homes for sale is 31.6% less than the same time last year. So there's not a lot of inventory in the market. If you've been looking for a home recently, you know that that's the case. The other thing that is driving this seller's market is the days on market. So check out this chart, you guys. If you look at days on market right now, entire multiple listing service in Southern California, we are at 17 days on market, and that is almost 35% less than the same time last year. That means, you guys, that the median days on market when you put a house on is 17 days. That is crazy low. And if you look at this chart, you'll see that it's also the lowest it's been in a really, really long time, also indicating a seller's market. Now, guys, here's the chart that a lot of you will really like to see, the median sales price. Check this out, you guys. The median sales price right now in the entire multiple listing service in Southern California is up to $560,000. That is up almost 18% year over year from last year, and it is in fact a new record. It is the all-time high for our multiple listing service, higher than back in the day when we saw a real estate bubble. So, you guys, this is the reason that a lot of people are saying, well, is there going to be a market crash? Because the prices are so high, the inventory is so low, this is unsustainable, and something's got to give. Now, what do we think? Do I think that that is the case? Do I think that's actually going to happen? I'm going to tell you right now, but before I do, I want to ask you one more time, subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, so you can get all of the awesome content that we share every single week. Hit the bell icon so you get notified, and also hit that like button if you like and you're getting value from the content. Believe it or not, you guys, it really does help support the channel. It shows the video to more people, and then we can put out more awesome content. All right, so now that you've already done that, let's go ahead and talk about some other things with the real estate market. So you guys, there's a couple risk factors that are happening right now in real estate and a couple other things that are affecting the market. The first thing is the reason that there is so much demand, or one of the main reasons that there is so much demand for real estate, is that mortgage rates are at an all-time low. If you check out this chart from Fred, you will see that the mortgage rates as of a couple of days ago are again at their lowest point ever, 2.88% for a 30-year fixed mortgage. That is really cheap. A lot of people will say that's like free money. And as you can see, it just continues to go down. And so when the mortgage rates are low and the money's cheaper, that means housing prices will typically go up. Because what happens is people, when they're buying a house, will typically buy a monthly payment, not so much the gross price of the house, right? So the same house that costs $560,000 when rates are a percentage higher is now cheaper because of the monthly payment. And so for that reason, prices are going up. Now, like I said, there's a couple of risk factors to watch out for. We know that we are still in the middle of a pandemic. There are a lot of people out of work. And so if you check out the unemployment chart, yes, it has come way down. Nationally, the unemployment level was almost at 15% just a couple of months ago. It's now down to 7.9%. So that's a big drop off. There's a lot of people going back to work. A lot of things are reopening for sure. But the risk factor is still there, that there is high unemployment. And so, will people be able to pay their mortgage? And on that note, as you may have heard, mortgage delinquencies have been up. There's a lot of people in forbearance, there's a lot of people in mortgage deferment, and all kinds of stuff like that. In fact, after 6 weeks of a decline in mortgage delinquencies. This last month, we saw an increase. So now there are more people that are taking those. I will give you a quick caveat that a lot of those are optional forbearances. There's a lot of lenders that are simply saying, hey, if you want a forbearance, you could take it. You don't have to show hardship. So a lot of people are saying, okay, look, I'll take it. Doesn't really hurt me. So I don't think this is as bad of an indicator as some people would think, but it's still out there. So you guys, with all of that being said, right, we got record prices, we got unemployment still there, we got all this stuff going on in housing. The question that I want to answer on this video is really the importance of all of this to you. And let's start with if you're a buyer. Okay, so if you're thinking of buying real estate right now, the question that you probably have is, should I buy now or should I wait? So let me break this down for you. If you're thinking of buying real estate, what you really should be thinking about is, what is your time horizon and why are you buying? So if you're buying a property to hold, let's say you want to buy a single family home for your family to live in for the next 7 to 10 years. I am going to show you a chart right now of home prices over the last, I don't know, let's see, this goes all the way back to 1960. Okay, so what is that? 60 years. And as you will see, that on this chart, over a long period of time, home prices will continue to go up. Now, over a quarter, year, 2 years, we don't know. So if, on the other hand, you're buying a property that you want to flip or that you want to sell in a year or 2 or 3, then what I would tell you is be careful about overpaying. There is a frenzy in the market right now. And so the good properties that are priced low, that attract 10 or 15 or 20 offers from what we're seeing on our real estate team, may tend to sell for over their valuation. Now, again, long term, there is no problem with that. Don't be afraid about overpaying by 10 or 20,000 or whatever it is, because the market's going to catch up to you over the long term. Over the short term, we don't know. So if you're a flipper, if you're an investor, just be careful on that purchase side, because again, we don't know what's going to happen within the next couple of years. The other thing to keep in mind, you guys, is that the real estate agent and the real estate team that you work with, I believe, is more important than ever before right now. Because if you have a good agent, they will help you get that house that you want, the house that you're in a multiple offer on. In fact, you guys, we have so many examples on our team of our agents helping our clients buy properties even when they weren't the highest bidder, even when maybe they didn't have the best terms. But because our agents are all-stars and they're amazing, they make it happen. So you guys, if you're looking at purchasing a property, by the way, as I mentioned, we are based in Southern California, but we have an amazing referral network all throughout the country. So wherever you're thinking of buying, if you want to chat real estate, just go to our website and book a free virtual consultation. We'll hop on the phone with you. We'll see what your goals are in real estate, what you want to do, and if we can help you with that, we will let you know how. All right, so that's if you're a buyer. What if you're a seller and you're thinking of selling your home right now? Trading up maybe into a better area. Maybe you're thinking of moving out of state. There are so many people that are moving out of state right now. In fact, I made a video about the mass exodus out of California. You can check that out right here. It's doing really, really well. And so if you're thinking of moving somewhere, you're thinking of selling and going somewhere else, the question really is, should you do that now or should you wait? What's the deal? What's going on? Well, here's what I'll tell you in terms of selling. As you saw in the charts, the market is extremely hot right now, you guys. And so if you're a seller, this is a pretty darn good time to sell, even though the end of the year, things typically slow down, and before a presidential election, things typically slow down as well. We'll talk about that in just a second, right? So those are things to watch out for, but in general, if you're a seller, you're in a really good spot. Inventory's low, days on market are short, prices are high, and so if you prepare that home well and you price it properly, you're in good shape. Now, when you're a seller, in this case too, you guys, who you work with, the real estate agent, the real estate team that you hire is so crucial, you guys. Can't tell you how many properties I see that should have sold for more, that should have sold quicker, but something went wrong in the process. Maybe they weren't presented well, maybe they weren't marketed well, maybe they weren't priced well. And on our team, we focus on all of those things to get you the highest net profit on the sale of your home. And so again, just like with buying, if you want to chat about selling your property wherever that might be in the country, schedule a virtual consultation, hit up our website. You can schedule it right from there. We will chat with you. We'll get to know what's going on with your property, where you want to go, your goals, and then we'll see if we can help you. So thanks for checking that out, you guys, again. All right, last but not least, I don't want to leave out my real estate agent friends. I coach a lot of real estate agents across the country, and so if you're a real estate agent right now, what should you be doing? What does all of this mean for you? Well, you guys, here's the thing. I think that real estate is the best business in the world, but during a time like this, it's also extremely competitive. So the cream really does rise to the top. So if you're a real estate agent right now, I want to share a couple things with you. First and foremost, you should be focused on treating your business like a business. You should be evaluating all of your systems, everything that you're doing to make sure that you're maximizing your efficiency, increasing the customer service that you provide to all of your clients. And you should also evaluate who's coaching you, who's holding you accountable, and who's helping you achieve your goals. And on that note, you guys, as I mentioned earlier, I coach some of the top agents and teams in the country. If you need some help, if you're an agent, go ahead and go to my website where I have a lot of programs that might be able to help you. You can book a call there. You can check out all the other programs that I have, and I'd be happy to chat with you there. All right, you guys, so we've talked about what this means if you're a buyer, what this means if you're a seller. Let's go to my predictions because I know that's what you want to hear. All right, you guys, so as far as my predictions go for the end of 2020, typically during an election season, we will see a slowdown in the market. The election is less than 30 days away. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a dip in the market because of uncertainty. Investors, buyers, sellers, everyone doesn't like uncertainty, whether it's the stock market or real estate, it doesn't really matter. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a dip. However, interest rates are expected to continue to be super low. So into 2021, my prediction is that we are going to continue to see a hot market. The pandemic might affect things a little bit, but it's going to be pretty hot. I don't foresee a 2021 real estate market crash, although I think that the percentage gains that we're seeing that you saw in the charts earlier are simply unsustainable. So we may not continue to see such a high increase month over month, quarter after quarter. But saying that there's going to be a market crash is simply premature. Thanks so much for tuning in to this October 2020 real estate market update. Again, if you got value, hit that like button, hit subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, all the other good stuff. And I appreciate you being here. If you made it this far, if you're not yet a subscriber, I will say there's a statistical chance that you are probably not yet a subscriber. Hit subscribe. It's absolutely free, and I can continue to bring you awesome and amazing content here on the YouTube channel. If there's something you want to see, if there's a video you want to see, let me know in the comments below. And again, let me know whether you agree or disagree with my assessment of the market and also my predictions. I'd love to hear from you. I don't pretend to know it all. I take the data, I analyze it, I give you my best educated guess from my 15 years plus experience in real estate and business. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video.